guys, it's Alice, and today we're doing another Christmas tag because I think they're really fun, and this one is called the Christmas Carol book tag. We've got 8 questions, and the first one is The Ghost of Christmas Past, a book that was a childhood favorite. So I don't remember a whole lot of like the very earliest books that I read. I have some vague memories of reading some fairy tales, and I remember that Rumpelstiltskin was my favorite, but the first novel I can remember really falling in love with was The Secret Garden. I borrowed this from the school library, and I remember I read it, and when I got into it I was like, oh my god, is this what reading is? Because it's amazing. The second question is The Ghost of Christmas Present, a recent book that you think will become one of your all-time favorites. For this, I'm gonna say The Spy and the Traitor by Ben McIntyre. I read this for Nonfiction November, and it's about a KGB spy who during the Cold War started spying on the KGB for the British, and I just thought this was amazing. It was absolutely riveting, and I was like biting my nails towards the end in anticipation because it was just so nerve-wracking. Question number 3 is The Ghost of Christmas Yet to Come, a book coming out next year that you're most excited about. The book that I am most excited about is the new one coming from Jane Harper. I think it's called The Survivors, and I'm pretty sure it's already out in Australia, which is where she's from, but it's not out here yet. It's coming out early next year, and I am so stoked about that book because Jane Harper is like one of my favorite authors ever. Next, it says Bah Humbug, a book that everyone loves that you just can't stand. I don't think everyone loves this book, but I remember reading The Scarlet Letter and really disliking it. I couldn't get on with that book. It was just so boring and not my thing at all. Then it says Bob Cratchit, an old dependable that you will always recommend. I'm assuming this question means that you're supposed to pick one book, but I have a little stack because it's hard to choose. But I have like 5 that I will very often recommend. So we have Sweet Bean Paste by Durian Sukagawa. We have The Secret History by Donna Tartt. Of course, Americana by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. We have Where the Crawdads Sing, and then if someone asks for fantasy recommendations, I will always recommend The Name of the Wind by Patrick Rothfuss. The 6th question is Tiny Tim, an underhyped book you think deserves more love. Definitely The Little Snake by A.L. Kennedy, which is a story about a snake who becomes lifelong friends with this girl, and Sometimes a River Song by Avril Joy, which is also about a young girl who grows up in a riverboat community in Arkansas, and like both of these books are, in my opinion, very underhyped but amazing. The second to last question is today, why it's Christmas Day? What is a book that always gets you in the mood for Christmas? I usually reread Harry Potter for the holidays, and these are like my main comfort reads, and there's just something about these that really get me into the Christmas spirit. I mentioned in a video not too long ago that I was feeling a little weird about Harry Potter because of the author, but I do still love the books, flawed as they are, and one thing that reminded me of how great Harry Potter can be sometimes is that I literally recently made a new friend because of Harry Potter, because we just started talking about it and both of us had grown up with it, and it was really, really nice. So there is something good there still, I think. The last question is The Muppet Christmas Carol, your favorite film adaptation of a book. I might be a little bit controversial in saying this, so don't come for me, but I actually have some film adaptations that I prefer over the books, and it's Lord of the Rings. It's not because the books are bad. The books are great, but I think we can agree that there is a lot of walking and some of it is kind of slow and there's a lot of like trees. And I prefer watching the movies over rereading the books because I think the adaptation is really good. Although it's been like 10 years since I read those books, so maybe I should try reading them again. I also do love the 2005 adaptation of Pride and Prejudice, but I feel like I've mentioned that a lot, so most of you probably already know that. Okay guys, those are all the questions for this tag, and let me know what your favorite film adaptation of a book is and what book gets you into the Christmas spirit. Links to my other social media and my Patreon will be in the description if you're interested, and I will see you soon. Bye!